Not a YouTuber, just like doing videos.
And I get tired. Sometimes I even get tired of being right. Sometimes I would wish that I was wrong. I wish that this corner of YouTube would shock me, where I can just scratch my head and say, I didn't see that coming. But no, it gets pretty boring, accurately predicting things. Now I'm going to go into current events here. Now, that video Monty did of me, that was garbage. That was trash. I can't find. I'm like, the only person that should have found that funny is, people who don't like me, and people who got a lobotomy who just laugh at anything. Now, this corner of YouTube is fake, because when it comes to the Monty thing, all I have to do is be cool with Monty, and then all the people trashing me in the comment sections will automatically be cool with me. I'm like, that's how it is. And they say that I don't belong in this corner of YouTube, and I can consider that somewhat of a compliment. But you'll also have to say that Azrael the One and Reef from Newark also does not belong in this corner of YouTube. Even though I'm not a fan of these guys' work, but they at least try to, Reef used to, past tense, make videos that make people sort of think that whole. And I don't agree with Azrael the One's videos, but he at least try to make you think. He tries to break things down. So to say I don't belong here, to say they don't belong here. But as I said before, when this corner of YouTube was coming in formation, there was plenty of those uplifting, real talk type videos going around. Nobody had a problem with it. It's just that the darkness took over. And I made this analogy before. It's like the never-ending story. The Fantasia being consumed by the nothing. Now, in my videos, my video Jeepers Creepers, I completely decimated Monty. And that video I showed you that how he was a sexual deviant. And what did he do? He proves my point. Just like when LA claimed that I was a crackhead, and he gets on video with a crack pipe. And observing that video, Monty going inside that adult novelty store, I have to, one will have to question with a logical mind. I'm like, why is he so comfortable going in that store, doing a video? I'm like, I don't know, what about the employees there will see, like, hey, there's a guy with a trench coat with some sort of disguise on acting funny. No, they knew him, that's Monty. I'm like, he's a freaking a gold card member there. I'm like, he got his own private parking place at that establishment. You see what I'm saying? They're like, oh, that's Monty. He's a regular customer. See, I'm like, this is a guy. I don't even feel like going back into it about him playing with dildos and penis bumps. But yeah, and still, he wants to push it off as I'm some sort of sexual miscreant, and so forth. And I told people, why does when Monty roasts somebody or someone, he'll take an element of realism, and he'll extort it and warp it or whatever. But but with me, nothing. He says that I'm some lonely dude, I'm some geek, so therefore I have to be some sort of peeping Tom, some sort of weirdo, maybe some sort of flasher with no evidence. But all evidence point that that's his mentality and his lifestyle. And I'm like, Monty is about as real as those blow-up dolls that he plays with. And I tell you, you see how they treat old pins? I get no justice whatsoever. Now, as far as that video goes, that video is about as funny as finding a dead kitten in your washing machine. Now, I would give him this: the trailer, I would say that Photoshop image of my eye behind that you know what I'm saying, peeping Pinheadz promo. I give him props. That was good. Even though Monty didn't do it, because Monty has no editing skills nor any Photoshop skills. But, you know, it's like being hyped up to go to a strip club only to leave with blue balls. That video was strange. It was morbid. Something was morbidly wrong there. You see what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying? But hey, that's my story here. You know, everybody else, you know, you say, LA, you got 9 kids or whatever. Clifton Rainey, you live at home with your mom, and blah, blah. Tyrone Thompson, you stalk Tommy Sotomayor. But when it comes to me, they're like, You know, it's generic. It's like me going to the arch fiend. You know, he's some white guy who makes videos and saying, hey man, I bet you play with dildos. You know, I bet you call females back page. That's Monty's whole brick bread against me. That, you know, I call females on, which he has no evidence, no proof, but that's what he does. You know, I'm like, he projects his own habits on me. So therefore, when you see him trying to imitate me or some forth, that's him. You're seeing that's the real Monty right there. And I'm like, he does this stuff, and at the end of the day, Snake Loke or Fool's Paradise is only going to take that video and chop it up and be like, here's Monty once again making a fool out of himself. I'm like, how can a guy be this comfortable doing this? But I don't want to dwell. I'm like, Monty's fallen into obscurity. You know, that's done. And him instigating beef and this and that. And also, I would say, when he came out with that Peeping Pins trailer, notice he came out with 4 Real Talk videos on, supposedly Real Talk videos on Cliff. Then he came out with a skit on Cliff, did my video, and then now he's gonna go back in on LA. I'm like, this guy's a fucking bag. This guy is a bag of nuts. And if people consider me some sort of weirdo, some sort of awkward, you know what I'm saying, anti-social, you know, type of introvert, and I look at the behavior and all the things that these black men have done on this corner of YouTube, and you actually think that I envy their position. You actually think that I'm going to sit here and look at all the stuff that these guys have done, sending penis pics or whatever, and say, this is fucking normal, and I did not done any of this stuff. But yet people are claiming that I'm such a weirdo because I do the most rational thing by keeping my own life separate from my YouTube life. As all these other guys are out here, you know what I'm saying, putting their wives, their baby mothers, children online, attacking people's children. And they consider me the oddball. I'm considered the elephant man. Now, okay. We're going to go into Clifton Rainey, if all those didn't know. Clifton Rainey, me and Clifton Rainey got into a verbal altercation. I'm like, it's nothing, you know what I mean? I'm like, I got no gripe for Clifton Rainey. I'm not going to come out with videos against him. But the thing is, I'm just tired of the fake shit. I'm just tired of people being paper mache dogs. He was on the phone. I just asked him some questions. Yeah, it got heated up, but I did something that Monty would never do. If Monty even got on the phone with Cliff, I'm like, his blood pressure would rise to the point where his kidneys would shut down. Clifton Rainey would verbally liquidate Monty's inner organs. I'm like, he's scared. All Monty's detractors, he never gets on the phone with him. Tyrone Thompson, LA, if he has beef with somebody, he's going to stay in his comfort zone, in his safe zone, you know, behind the wood grain team. I never seen such a fucking snivering coward in my life. But I got no gripes with Clifton, but I couldn't be fake. I just wanted to ask him some questions. I just wanted to challenge his mentality, and that I felt that a lot of stuff here on YouTube, you know, he brought it to himself. It wasn't like I had any sort of ill intent. I'm not, I have nothing to gain at going after Cliff. I understand that Cliff is one of the stars of this sector of YouTube. And I'll be honest with you, if there's anybody that has the ability to launch to become a bigger YouTuber, to branch out from this corner of YouTube, I think Cliff can do it. He'll have to focus on something. And I can admit that Cliff has more personality, making YouTube videos and more charisma than I have. My ego isn't so inflated to the point where I can't recognize someone just, have what it takes. And this and that. And now we're gonna go into LA there. And I tell you, LA is the king of this sector of YouTube. And this is not me praising him. This is telling you how bad things have gotten. I know when the grown men who act like children ain't got a pot to piss in, these jail dudes, these institutionalized black men that probably still eat their food from a tray instead of a plate, and you can still call them by their gallery number, because he gives people what they want. People don't care about black people need to stick together and blah 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 blah. They want to see drama. They don't care about somebody's vernacular. They don't care about how intelligent somebody is. At the end of the day, it's not even about approval or disapproval. It's about views. LA gets a whole lot of views. I'm not getting, and this is a sad situation. So I can at least say that, and I think that Monty will have to play catch up, because I think because of LA and styles and stylistic sort of style, and then the way they, their verbosity, I think that's what people are climbing on to, and that's that. I'm like, I can recognize that, but I'm not saying that it's a good thing. It's just how it is. I'm like, these dudes just, their channel's about drama. That's why you hear people constantly say roast. And people claim that I roast. No, I can be jovial. I can throw in a proverbial jab every now and then, but I'm no roaster. I think with these roasters, there's something wrong there. Maybe they're hardwired different, but a lot of them got a whole, their own personal life is tangled up and in a bind. They have a lot of problems. And I can tell just by looking at these black men that they come on YouTube and let off a lot of aggression. I can only imagine how hellish their own personal life is, not having shit in life. Now, me as myself, as much as people consider me some sort of creep, I'm doing what a man of my age is supposed to do in real life. Worry about my financial future. I'm not trying to win any sort of popularity contest. That's over. My high school days are over. The school bus ride home is gone. I'll never be on another school bus again. But for some of these people, they're stuck in their second childhood. Same old rigmarole. They're just going around and around in circles. And people consider that entertaining. And that's how it is. That's the ultimate. You say that, somebody, you got 9 kids you can't take care of, you did that, you sucked on a dildo. But people just want to be, this corner of YouTube has become a guilty pleasure. No holds barred. There is no integrity left. Now, if you excuse me, gentlemen, I got some real talk videos to work on. Thank you, and sally forth.